Welcome to what I like to think of as the epicenter. This is where I do all my practice. I've got originals and covers that I'm working on over here. My amp, my mic, my loop station, and all my other pedals are down here. We'll go through those a little later. All my instruments are kind of scattered throughout the room. My inspiration board. It's got a bunch of different quotes and just other things that have a lot of personal significance to me. And I've got my keyboard, my bass. This is where it all happens. I really like to consider myself more a musician. I think just singer-songwriter has sort of this idea that, oh, they play chords and they don't really know music, but like I'm studying music and I do more than just singer-songwrite, so I'd really like to be considered a musician. Yeah, I grew up just with my mom. It's always been just me and her and my grandparents. My dad left before I was born, and I don't know anything about him, and I'm okay with that. I had lots of people step in to fill that role, and I wouldn't be who I am today if those people hadn't done that. So I'm very thankful for those people. I was definitely raised by a village, yeah. I think some of the major points in my childhood that led me to be a musician are things that just anybody does. I used to sing in the car with my mom, mostly to the country station, I remember in particular. And sometimes we'd just turn off the radio and I would learn songs just by listening to my mom sing them. Sometimes we still sing them, it's really fun. And also, I think something that really impacted me was having music classes like every day in elementary school, and I'm a big proponent of education, of music in education. I think it's really sad to see it starting to die out, you know, as funds get cut, usually the arts go first. And I think if I hadn't had that as a child, that kind of music education on a daily basis, I wouldn't have ever known, you know, that I could do it for the rest of my life. And I'm very happy and very lucky in that sense, I think. Oh, my greatest supporter. I'm gonna skip out of the singularity in this and cheat a little bit. My greatest supporters thus far have been my friends and family, especially like my family. My grandfather has supported me through all this. He's helped me get a lot of the gear that I have. He's always said, okay, yes, as long as I have a plan. And my grandma has always supported me in this, just yes, go get him. And my mom too has been really, really supportive, because she could tell as soon as I was deciding between theater and music, as far as college, and she kind of talked with me and was like, it's not an easy life, you know that. I said, I know, that's what I want to do. She said, okay. And she stepped up at the CD release party and sold tickets for me as I was flying around like a chicken with its head cut off, and has really been very supportive of me. And my friends are always excited to hear what I'm up to next. Like, oh, have you been writing lately? Can we hear your next original? I'm like, of course, yes. And they're also really supportive in that they give me constructive criticism, and that means a lot to me, because it's one thing to say, yeah, that sounded nice, and you mean it, but there were things where you're like, I'm not sure about that. But to be able to speak out and want to make me better, I think is incredible. The saddest moment for me as a musician? That's a weird question. I think that really ties into my personal life, because I started writing music as just a means to express, and that's still primarily how it is, but now it's not just what am I feeling, it's how do I feel and do others feel like that. And so I think my saddest moment as a musician thus far, I think it was realizing that I couldn't do everything at once. At one point I had an electric cello in addition to my electric violin, my ukulele, my bass guitar, and in my head I had it that I was going to learn it all at once. And I guess it was sad to realize that you can't do it all at once. You should get really good at one thing so that then you can take those skills on to the next thing. I think that was it. Being a musician can be very tricky, especially in relationships, because as not just a musician, but as a songwriter, you pull from your life. So if things aren't going well in your relationship, if you need to express that, you're going to write about it, which your significant other may or may not want to know about. And on the flip side, you know, you're going to write about the good times too. And sometimes there's a pressure to write about the good times because you think, well, things are going so well, why am I not inspired by this? And I think relationships can be torn apart by that if you don't talk about it first. Socially, it can be frustrating as a musician. I was doing gigs, playing ice cream socials every week for the school during the summers, and I was packing up my gear one day. Some group who was visiting that week shouted out their window, "Do you sing?" I kind of looked around. "Up here!" "Oh, there you are." "Do you sing?" I said, "Yeah, I sing." I was kind of like, "Of course I sing. What am I carrying this gear for if I'm not singing? Sing for us!" And I did sing for them. But it was kind of frustrating for them to automatically assume, do your art. Go, just do it. And it kind of hit me after the fact. Like at first, I just like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'll sing for him. But thinking about it more, it was kind of like, people expect that of you. And people expect you to be on your game all the time as a musician. My ultimate favorite part of being a musician is having people like listen to the lyrics, and like as you're singing them, you can see their heads nod and they go, "Oh yeah." Sometimes you get a little snap here and there, and that's my favorite.
4, 5. You won't be long short. I'm gonna need elbow, somebody to lean on. Just call me brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
I'm Skyler Choice, and this is who I am.
If I counted all the stars, would you come back running to my arms? If I rekindle the sun, would you bring back the moon? If I go chasing my heart, would you come to